This is it. The location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. A chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed madman, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. Oh, thanks so much for the stretch. Ooh.
I also stretched.
Good. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, T's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making the dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. T, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm individualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually be happy to share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but the decision gets hard to stick with when the oven timer goes off behind you. Do we tell him? Do we do it?
Ella.
We should. Okay, you got me. Doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's unsettling.
I can pick a pot pie from 400 yards. You think you can hide that from me?
Colonel Sanders holds you at gunpoint because of chicken pie ASMR.
If you do not give me that chicken pot pie, I will show you what happened to my last business partner.
You thought by going 400 yards away you could hide from me? And now look at you. Sorry.
Pathetic whelp.
That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. It was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. My nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No. I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. Might probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. Where do you get the cane from? I don't understand.
He got it.
There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There's no rules except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus pot pie you've been practicing are just dishes that push you over the edge of victory. Meanwhile, Van and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Does she have a butcher's knife with a heart on it? Did I just now notice? And why is his hand so close to the screen? Please.
Why not?
Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original flat recipe, fried chicken. The intensity of the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting really serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friends, Baster Blaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Shallow personality spatula.
Personality.
Even Clank gets into it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity as it was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or our appliance will start. Or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has the spellbook out. She's going to use some dark magic to turn the tide. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take the opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's most certainly evil magic? No.
You can do this without magic.
Colonel Sanders even said, don't take the easy way. And we must do as Colonel Sanders says. Who needs magic when you've got passion?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, T. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, T, ever since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam's at your station, cheering you on. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food. Sure, cook time. It's actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. Where in the world does she get newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into the dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your eyes. It's I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters aren't many. I think Borko had a day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills are really impress me. Mind if I hang out? Sorry, Steve, but I'm in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and actually summoned me, huh? Ha! Yeah, you guessed it. Sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles into a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef. Actually, you know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't exactly know where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. I'm not... it's kind of like that time in monster school that I accidentally fell asleep during scare tactics class and I woke up. He tossed a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. We're making his spork eyes cry. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Give up and drop out of culinary school. I like how those are my options.
I mean, what other option is there?
You've suffered a huge setback. You don't know how you could ever win. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as...
Your hair what now?
Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, T, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. Oh god. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body.
Oh god.
You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven can't be served. But don't worry, dear T. You may have suffered setbacks, but not all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you've earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet, rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up. You're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I will follow my heart. What? Guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting? If we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union. Time's up, students! With time expired, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now prepare your present dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, clank. From off screen, you hear an innocent giggle that can only be from one student. Hee hee, I'm lying! Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this? When someone asked for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad! It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say. It's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did the pressure cooker roll off to? You hear the signature word beep of the other
Onomatopoeia?
But there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Wow. 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and soup. It's so cute. It's so tiny.
Itty bitty noodles.
It's so small. And savory soup. My word. It's so delicate. Is that teeny tiny Narutakami I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles! And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself.
Chef was his father's name?
Yes, clearly.
Okay.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. In a flash, the entire meal had been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam was overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, T, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn crunch urchin shell topped with caviar. It looks pointy.
It looks like a food item. Potentially.
Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't let his nose close enough on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof! Woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Oh, I can't growl. I can't. Not with my voice right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. Finally, Spinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch! My tongue! The professor appeared to be having an allergic reaction to all the things. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. This qualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delights in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, T? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley. I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged at eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You would know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last time you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and the Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. Two chefs. We'll begin with a bowl of delicious mac and cheese. Has become something else? He examined it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you gave me this thing. and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, you pass, you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item, so impressive even that Van Ven and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef.
Incredible.
Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how can they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students returned for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has become completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Okay, I need you to take over.
Alright. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking area, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house.
Thank you.
You knew that Sprinkles is a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains.
Ashley.
Ashley, you have to have that phlegm. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghost allowed at graduation is clearly written in the school's bylaws. That was never actually a ghost. It's all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster! He has totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. The student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? Is Bob. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat.
A crown?
Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma. So we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean.
Now I get it.
And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension.
What? What?
I I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it.
Naturally.
Naturally. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives.
Okay, I can go back now. We're good.
This
Oh.
actually stock effect.
Oh!
No.
Uh!
I can ruin it for you.
Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he came prepared to feed the entire class, however. It's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I do not get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No! It's not the end! As everyone feasts on delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders? Yes, T? I couldn't help but wonder, was our final exam team-up purely an active strategy carried out by two cunning chefs? Or is it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this do-si-do? Colonel Sanders extends his hands to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tips of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers that lightly battered drumsticks turned to flour, soaked in buttermilk and dusted with exotic spices. But they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight they reach for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef, my partner, in both business and in life? You gasp. How could it be? Is he really saying, me and you, together? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then, my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. The end.
Wow. Wasn't that incredible? Was
Thank
that
you.
worth it?
I hope you're all satisfied. On that note, folks. On that note, let's go find somebody to raid. I'm done for the day. That was so much. That was so much talking. You know, Archivist is still live. They're always live this late at night. Why do they do that?
Great question.
Oh, looking at my DMs.
What?
Oh, wow! It looks amazing! I can't wait to see more. Yippee! That's amazing! It's so cool. You're so cool. Imagine being so cool. Imagine being as cool as Lemon.
Not possible.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Lemon is the coolest. Anyway, we're gonna go raid Archivist. We'll see you tomorrow for Valhalla stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.